Hello friends, today we will study how to find a maximum or a minimum from an array list using a divide and conquer strategy. The divide and conquer strategy, as we all know, will follow a simple strategy of dividing the list. But before following what divide and conquer does to find the maximum and minimum in an array list, first let's find out how we find a minimum number and a maximum number in a regular list. To find the maximum and the minimum element from the array list, what do? First thing, in a general way, in an array, we assign the first element of the array to be the max and the min for the array, as we do not know the maximum and the minimum number of the array. So the very first element of the array is assigned the same number. So we say, in a general writing algorithm technique, max is equal to min is equal to a of 1. A of 1 stands for the first element of the array. If my array is of size 10 and I start my array index at location 1, then a of 1, that is the first element of my array, I assign to the variable max and min. Now what happens? Let's see when I write a simple function for finding out the minimum and the maximum element from the array list. As you see, the name of the function is defined as max min. That is a very significant way of defining a function. It signifies that my function finds out the maximum and minimum for an array. A, n, max and min, these are the four variables which are passed from the calling function. Wherever there is a function called, from there this particular function is called. I pass these four values. A is my array, n is the size of the list, and max and min is the first element of the array that I pass here. But usually from the calling function, we initialize max and min to 0. That is, it is not initialized to any element in the array, but it is initialized by default at the time of variable declaration to 0. So here it says set max to the maximum and minimum to the minimum of a of 1 to n. That is from the size 1 to the size n of my array. I initialize my max and min to the first element of my array. That is, a of 1 is being assigned to max and min. If I take an example, I have an array list of 54, 26, 93, 18, 78, 33, 41, 56 and 20. From this array list, I have to find out the maximum and the minimum element of this array list. If you see, we can just go through it and glance it, and we can find out that the maximum element of the array is 93 and the minimum element of the array is 18. But for the programming technique, we have to actually write a code for it. So here what we do, the first statement we say is max is equal to min is equal to a of 1. So a of 1, here we've initialized and we've shown here that it goes to the element 54. So what happens? My max and min have the value 54. We start the for loop for I is equal to 2 to n. Now everybody will think, why do we start the loop with the number 2? Because the first element of my array is initialized to the min and the max. That is, 2 stands for the index value of my array, not the content of my array. So the index value has to start from a of 2. As a of 1, we have initialized to the min and the max variable. Now we start. So 26 is where my for loop has to start from. That is a of 2. The first statement that I do is to check if a of I is greater than max. Then max is equal to a of I. Now what is the value of a of I here? I has a value 2 So a of 2 has a value 26 and max has the value of a of 1 that we've already declared. So max has the value of 54. You will see a of I has a value 26 and max has a value 54. As a of I is not greater than max, so there will not be any assignment statement that will happen. So max remains at 54, and then we check for the second condition, that is if a of I is greater than min, and then min is equal to a of I. So we've seen that a of I is equal to 26 and min is equal to 54. So 26 is less than 54. If it is so, then you say min is equal to a of I. We've seen that we find maximum. So now what happens? Here max is equal to 54. The next statement that comes is if a of I is less than minimum. If the value of a of I is less than minimum, then min is equal to a of I. We know a of I is 26 and minimum has been assigned to 54. But 26 is less than 54. So here the then statement will be executed and min is equal to a of I will come into picture as an assignment statement. So now the value of min becomes 26 and this is the closure of the for loop, but this will continue till I reach the maximum size of my array. This is a simple procedure to find the min or max in an array. That is, I keep comparing the first element, that is we initialize the first element to min and max, and then as we continue in the loop, we find out whichever is the minimum and maximum. And by the end of this loop, for I is equal to 2 to n till it continues, we will see that we get the answer as max is equal to 93 and min is equal to 20. This is a regular procedure or a simple deterministic procedure to find out the minimum and maximum of an array. What do we do now? How do we analyze this algorithm? So, to analyze it, in analyzing the time complexity for this algorithm, that is the simple min-max algorithm, requires 2n-1 element comparison in the best, average and the worst case scenario. Now what is the best, average and the worst case scenario? As we have to find out the minimum and the maximum. So we have to scan till the n of my array list. If n is equal to 9, then 9 minus 1 is equal to 8 and 8 into 2 is 16. So I need at least 16 comparisons to find out the minimum and the maximum from an array. So what happens? An immediate improvement is possible by realizing that comparison a of I is less than min is necessary only when a of I is greater than max is false. Both the statements cannot be true. I can either have a minimum or a maximum for the same number that I am comparing. The best case occurs when the elements are in the increasing order. That is, here I have taken an example of an increasing order. We can take it either as an increasing order or the decreasing order. The number of element comparison will be n minus 1. That is, for my sorted array list, to find the minimum or the maximum will be very, very easy. The worst case occurs when the elements are in the decreasing order. So, any of the cases, it will be either best or the worst for minimum or the maximum. But if my array list is in the ascending or in the descending order, finding minimum and maximum becomes little easy. The number of comparisons of 2n minus 1 will be reduced to n minus 1. Now, how the divide and conquer strategy works. Given a function to compute on n inputs, the divide and conquer strategy works on splitting the inputs into n distinct subsets, 1 less than n less than equal to k, where it yields to n sub-problems. That is the basic principle of the divide and conquer strategy. That is, we split the array of the size n into n by 2 sub-problems, and each sub-problem will give me an adequate solution, which will be a complete solution to my n problem. These sub-problems must be solved individually, and then a method must be found out to combine the sub-solutions into a solution of the whole real-world problem. If the sub-problems are still relatively large, then the divide and conquer strategy can be possibly reapplied. That is, here, then the divide and conquer strategy will be used to recursively split the array till it reaches an adequate size where my sub-problems can give me a possible real-world solution to the whole problem. The sub-problem resulting from a divide and conquer design are the same type as the original problem. We have to make sure that the divide and conquer strategy, what we are using to divide the particular array, should not move away from the original problem. A divide and conquer algorithm for this problem will proceed as follows. That is, to find the minimum and the maximum number from the array list, it follows this particular procedure. We say let P is equal to n to a of I to a of j. That is, it denotes an arbitrary instance of a problem. That is, an in-between instance of my problem. Here, n is the number of elements of the list, that is ai dot dot to aj, that is from a1 to a of n, and we are interested in finding the maximum and minimum from the list. Let small p be true when n is less than or equal to 2. In this case, the maximum and minimum are a of I if n is equal to 1. That is, if the size of my array is only 1, that is, if I have only one element in my array, then the first element only denotes the maximum and the minimum. If I have a larger size, then we need to split the array list. If there's single element, then there's no need to split my array list. If n is equal to 2, then problem can be solved by making one comparison. So what do? Max-min will be used as a recursive algorithm that finds the maximum and the minimum of the set of elements a of I plus 1 till a of j. These just denote the index value of my problem. The condition of set sizes, first one is I is equal to j and the second one is I is equal to j minus 1 are handled separately. That means that if I have only one element in the array list, then the first element is considered as the max and the min where I is equal to j, and if I is equal to j minus 1 where it is greater than 2, then both the cases are handled in a different manner. For sets containing more than 2 elements, the midpoint is determined and the two new sub-problems are generated. That is where my divide and conquer comes into picture. That is, I start splitting my sub-problems into more sub-problems. When the maxima and the minima of these sub-problems are determined, the two maximas are compared and the two minimas are compared to achieve the solution to the entire set. The divide and conquer strategy will keep splitting the whole problem into single subset each. Now we see a simple divide and conquer function, max min I j max min. The same function we've rewritten to find out recursively how to find, using the divide and conquer strategy, the maximum and minimum from the array list. Let's start. If I is equal to j, then max is equal to min is equal to a of I. That is, the first element of my list is assigned to min and max, and my function has to be closed there because there is only single element in the array. Else, I have to check for another variable or another element to find out whether it is the maximum or the minimum in the array. If a of I is less than a of j, then max is equal to a of j and min is equal to a of I. We see the next element, else max is equal to a of I and min is equal to a of j. That is, j contains the last element of my array list and I contains the first element of my array list. So it is starting that if I have my elements in a sorted list, then the max and the min can be assigned from the first and the last element of my array list. I close the else loop over here, and then we come to the next part of my divide and conquer strategy. In the else part, we find out a P is not small, then divide the capital P into the sub-problems. That is, the bigger the whole problem of my array list will now be subdivided. Find where to split the particular set. How do we split the set to find the maximum and minimum of the array list? We say mid is equal to I plus j by 2. So whatever is the size of my array list, I find the middle. If there are 9 elements, then 1 plus 9 is equal to 10 by 2 is equal to 5. So I will split my array list from the element 5. That is, my array list will be subdivided into two parts, 1 to 5 and 6 to 9. And then that sub-problem will be solved separately. And here we will recursively call max min, I, mid, max and min. So the value of j will be the value of mid, which will be passed at the first instance if I have to find out the minimum and maximum from the left subarray. And then the right subarray will be called recursively for max min, mid plus 1, j, max 1, min 1. That is, whatever is the maximum and minimum. Those are the new maximum and minimum found out from the left subarray will be compared with the right subarray, and value of I starts from mid plus 1. The value of mid is 5, so here it will start from 6 to 9. And if max is less than max 1, then max is equal to max 1, and here is the conquer strategy which comes into picture, that we have now started combining our results. So when I combine my results, I get a solution to each of my sub-problems that we will see in the example that follows after this, that how actually the min-max divide and conquer strategy is used to find the maximum and minimum. And if min is greater than min 1, then min is equal to min 1. That is, whatever is the value from the left hand side of my subarray, if that is greater than min 1, then I replace the value of min by the right subarray, min 1. And this loop will continue in a recursive manner till I find the minimum and maximum from my array list. Now, let's see the example. If I have the array list, which I have already seen when we were initializing the first array element to the min and max. My array list over here is 54, 26, 93, 18, 78, 33, 41, 56 and 20. I have to now divide this array into two parts. So I split it into two halves as 54, 26, 93, 18, 78, 33, 41, 56 and 20. I have split after finding the mid of my array. 78 is a place where I have to split, so I have split it into two parts. Now, but still, my array size or my problem size is large. I can still divide this problem size into n by 2. So, recursively, we'll be calling the function to find the middle of the array, and it will be again split. So my left hand side subarray will be split into 54, 26, 93 and 18 and 78. And my right side of the subarray will be split to 33, 41, 56 and 28. Here we don't have to split the subarrays into a single element list. We have to split the subarrays in such a way that there are two elements in the list so that I can find out the minimum and the maximum from that array list. If I have a single element, then that element remains the maximum or the minimum for that particular array list. So on the right hand side, we've seen that each array sublist is being subdivided into subproblems of the size 2. So now we go to the left hand side where I have the elements 54, 26 and 93. So I split this larger whole subproblem into a smaller subproblem of 54, 26 and 93. 18, 78 remains there. 33, 41, 56, 20. We do not have to split or subdivide that particular array list further. And wherever we have a single element, we duplicate that particular element. So this particular array list is now being divided into an array list of 54, 26, 93. We'll duplicate 93 again, so it will be 93, 93, 18, 78, 33, 41, 56 and 20. On this, we will apply the maximum and the minimum strategy. We have this list 54, 26. What do we do on this? We say minimum is equal to 26 and maximum is equal to 54. For this particular two elements array list, we've initialized or we found out that min is equal to 26 and max is equal to 54. I take now the next two lists as 93 is a single element, so we duplicate that particular element and we compare now. So what happens? Min and min 1 and min max 1 will be compared. What happens here? Min is equal to 26 after the comparison and my new max from 54 changes to 93. My old max was 54, now my new max is 93. So out of the four elements, rather out of the three elements in the list, I have found out the minimum and maximum with two comparisons. Then is 18 and 78. We again compare with the new min and new max. New min was 26 and new max is 93. Here when I compare these two elements with 18 and 78, what do we get? We get a new minimum at 18 and new maximum. No, there is no new maximum. Max remains at 93 as 78 is less than 93. Now for the next elements, that is 33 and 41, still minimum and maximum remain the same. And for the last comparison with 56 and 20, it again remains the same. So you will see that for 2n-1 comparison, that is for the continuous change in the loop in the regular min-max program, we have reduced our comparisons to 5 comparisons. And in 5 comparisons, we have found out the minimum and maximum from the array list. Here, what is the number of element comparison needed for min-max that we saw just now? If T of n represents this number, then the resulting recurrence relation is for 0 elements, it's n is equal to 1. For T of n is equal to 1, then n is equal to 2. And T of n is 1 if the number of elements in my array list are 2. And T of n by 2 plus T of n by 2 plus 1 for any value greater than 2. Tn represents the time complexity of my algorithm. The time complexity is 0 when there is single element, time complexity is 1 when the elements are 2, and it goes on if the number of elements are greater than 2. Now what is the complexity? When n is the power of 2 and n is equal to 2k for more positive integers of k, then Tn is equal to 2t n by 2 plus 1. It will go on further increasing. If you see, I keep on multiplying, that is, as my tree or as my problem is subdivided, it is again and again going by 2t n by 4 plus 2 plus 2, and this will continue further till it is subdivided to a procedure or subdivided to a solution where I can find a solution to my complete problem. And then in the end we say it comes to big O n, and note that 3n by 2 minus 2 is the best, average and the worst case number of comparison when n is the power of 2. Now again we see what is the comparison if I compare with a simple min-max method, that is normal traversing my array and finding the min-max method. Compared with the 2n minus 2 comparisons for the simple method, this is saving 25% of my comparisons. It can be shown that no algorithm based on comparison use less than 3n by 2 minus n comparisons. Thank you.